How much do you make from school?
220,000 a month.
Do you have proof? In today's video, we will be going to a mastermind event hosted by none other than Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi is one of the biggest entrepreneurs right now, teaching people how to become successful online.
I hear stats like that and I just think, man, it is so easy to win.
At this event today, we'll be interviewing the richest people attending to see what their secret to getting rich was so that you can learn too. Now, all we have to do is fly to
Vegas! Fuck Max, that was loud, bro. Why you always making me do this shit, bro? You know I got social anxiety, bro. We need to figure out where we are meeting up with everyone at. I think I might know someone who will know. Yo, where's everyone meeting up at?
I think at Waldorf at the top.
What's good, brother? You mind if I grab you for a second? I want to ask you a couple questions.
My name's Dylan Bees, and I manage OnlyFans creators, and then I teach people how to do the same thing.
All in all, what are you bringing in from everything?
So the agency does 500K a month revenue, and then my high ticket does 150K, and then school does 50K.
God damn.
So I started kind of similar to what you do, like growth operating, but instead of monetizing influencers or paid communities, I used to build drop shipping stores around them. And the first store I had, I kind of got lucky. The product went super viral. The creative went super viral. We did like $78,000 in a day. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to fulfill this? I have no idea. And then the girl that I worked with on that store started an OnlyFans, and she was like, I made 60K last month. I was like, you made 60K on OnlyFans? I was like, what the fuck? And then I started like reaching out to creators. I actually worked with her friend first and like helped her kind of blow up, and then helped her with the business acumen side, like monetize the back end. And that worked really well. And it was again the same business, like 50-50 split. And then I just started scaling from there, and we scaled more vertically. So like right now we have like the core of our business is like 10 creators. And they all do about 50,000 a month, and we have 50%. And so it just works really well, and it just goes hand in hand.
So I found that for most growth operators, like the hardest part of the business is just managing the relationship with the creator. How have you found that with like working with like OF girls?
Yeah, very difficult. I like a lot of these girls can be super emotional, and so like the most difficult part with the OF business is when a creator makes 10 to 20K in a month and they've not done a whole lot together, they just get super comfortable and they don't want to scale. So a lot of creators we sign just end up getting stuck at that 5 to 10K a month mark and never exceeding it.
What piece of advice would you have for someone else that's looking to do the same thing, like replicate that success?
Yeah, like honestly, I would say like really focus on making the best product possible, because otherwise churn's going to be super high and you're always chasing new customers every month. And I think if you make it super valuable, like people want to stay along because the product was so good.
Now, you said you dropped 50K on mentorship. How much have you spent total?
6 figures on mentorships, 100%.
6 figures on mentorship.
100%.
Would you say it was worth it?
The only way you can truly buy time in this life is to buy the mistakes of people who've taken their time so you can take less time, right? And so I'm always looking to do that. Like every dollar I make, I'm like, okay, I almost don't want to keep money. I'm like, how can I get rid of it? Because it's just energy, right? It's like, where can I invest this to get new data and new downloads? And I say to people all the time in my program, like the only difference between you and the guy in the penthouse is he's just operating on a different level of information than you. So I'm looking for that information. I'm looking for those insights. And the best insights I've found is paid. Like you've got to spend a lot of fucking money.
God damn, you're tall, bro.
I know, right? My name is Capri. I teach brand owners how to scale and be as profitable as soon as possible.
If you don't mind sharing, like, what do you guys bring in monthly from the community?
So monthly, we just did 100K monthly recurring revenue this month. We just hit it on the 25th of March, so we're at 100K now.
How old are you?
18.
18 making 100K per month?
Yes.
Bro, that's nuts. That's nuts.
The biggest part of it is just being genuine. In the course scene, there's a lot of like gurus that can give off a scammy type of look. So I just keep stuff genuine, let you know what you're gonna get, what I'm gonna give you, and it's not a get rich quick scheme, but I can definitely help you scale your stuff if you want my help. My tip would be, if you wanted to build a community, would to be build your personal brand first. Obviously, our community did 12K MRR first day that we released it because I already had a community built up. So I wouldn't obviously just lead with a pitch trying to get them into a paid community. I would give free sauce up front, and then people would want more from that, and it'll basically funnel them into the paid community, and you just got to make it worth it so people will stay.
Daniel Bissonette, and I'm a COO, so I help market and handle operations for influencers.
What revenue are you guys doing with your community?
30K a month. Myself,
You're making 30K per month. How old are you?
19.
You're 19.
So-
You're the same age as me. What the fuck? At 30K you're making, is that personal profit or is that revenue?
No,
So
that's personal.
what's the community doing revenue-wise?
The school game, so we reached 50K that month. I've been in high ticket for a while, and I know it's a completely different mindset with the low ticket offers where you're providing a lot of value for free and then upselling people. But it's like, to me, high ticket is just so beautiful because when you do it right, you give people personalized attention, and you're literally holding their hand through the whole process on a level you can't do with low ticket. And so that's why we found the success rate is so much higher, and the quality is so much better. I love working with high ticket clients. People aren't looking to make $100,000 a month. People just want to be able to have financial freedom, 5-10K a month, and they're happy.
And you can do that by partnering with the creator, you're saying?
It's very easy. Like, I've done it very successfully with 30K a month, and I know I can go further. I just don't really need to, right?
You're just chilling.
I'm just chilling, exactly.
You still live with your parents?
I do actually, yeah, I do.
Bro, there's so many guys that I know that are making disgusting amount of money online, and they just still live with their parents. I love that.
All these successful people talk and recommend. Like, I've got coaching by, even Ty Lopez, I was getting coaching by him recently. He's like, dude, I left home the day I turned 18. But it's like, because I think they didn't have the best relationship with their parents, is my guess. That's why they have this crippling insecurity, and that's why they're so successful. For me, I have a great relationship with my parents, and until I get a girl, there's really no reason for me to live alone.
I did it. I moved out. The day I graduated from high school, I went out, traveled to like 7 countries, and then I moved out because I had a pretty shitty relationship with my parents. I lived with roaches, hoarders. Like, my dad was an addict, and so like I wanted to get out. But like, I think if you have a good relationship, there's like no need to do that. No rush.
My name's Farad. I'm 22, and last month I made 70k pounds, which is like $90k.
And you're growth operating for Eddie Abu, right? How big's his audience?
Well, now he's got like 3.4 million on Instagram, 1.2 million on TikTok, 100k on YouTube. And a year ago, he only had like 60k on TikTok and 8k on Instagram. So we helped him build his following and monetize his audience. And then I was thinking, I need a subscription model. I need a recurring revenue model. So I was thinking about a paid community. Saw one of your videos talking about school. We launched in December. In the first 2 days, we got over 600 paying members for around $31 a month. And then we kept launching, and now we've got over 2,000 members. When it comes to growth operating, try to find pockets of people who are on the come up. And don't go for these influencers who are like models or whatever. Go for people who are giving advice online, or look at their funnels. If they've got nothing there, perfect. If they have a shit funnel, I'll give an audit, send them a message, tell them, listen, you could be making way more. This is what I would do differently. Let's jump on the call to explain further. We close them on the call, and then take a percentage. Now, you don't want to go lower than 30%. And if you're desperate, don't charge an upfront fee if you feel like they're not trying to budge or that kind of stuff. But try to get your foot in through the door. Once you have that one case study, everybody wants.
So my name's Cody, and I'm a sports betting content creator, and then I also coach sports fans on how to build sports-related content pages that they can monetize through teaching sports betting and promoting sports betting apps.
So you found a way to monetize like your passion of sports betting. What do you bring in monthly from your community?
I think I'm doing 60,000 through school, and then I also have rev share deals with my students, where the more they produce, I get a percentage of it. We did 90,000 our first month, and that was the month we launched too. Honestly, it's the offer. So we got to hang out with Hormozy today. His book, $100 Million Offers, it really changed the way that I view creating offers. Basically, if you're offering any fan of NFL football or NBA basketball the opportunity to make a YouTube channel, and my top students hit 100K months, like, that offer's insane because pretty much every dude in America is a fan of sports. So it just applies to the mass market. There's a lot of ways to make money on the internet, but a lot of them are not necessarily like matching up to what our actual interest is or what our childhood interests were. But with me, with sports content, it's like I'm doing what I loved as a kid, which is watching sports and rooting for players and teams to do well. And then I'm able to crank like huge months. Like, my top month was 380 grand in January of this year.
Wow, 380K in a single month. How big's your team?
So I have a growth operator for my school and my coaching business, and then for my content creating, which is what I did the 380K month off of. Yeah. That was just me, solopreneurship, and I've got some of my family members on payroll. I was able to retire my wife, my wife's twin, and my wife's twin's husband. Now we get to focus on like what we really want to do in life, as opposed to like just trying to survive the grind of a 9-to-5. And so many people between their marriage, their kids, and their 9-to-5, like, dude, they don't have any energy. They don't even have energy to work out, and they barely are paying their bills. So now we've gotten to live without working jobs a few years. It's crazy, bro.
If you could give one piece of advice to someone watching that's looking to get into building their own community, what would that be?
You know, the fact that you're watching this video, you've already discovered the opportunity. That's such a massive win. And if you're watching this video and you just don't give up, you're eventually going to achieve a 10K month, you're gonna achieve a 100K month, however high you want to take it. So enjoy the process, because for me, I really had my breakthrough when I was 27 years old. I'm 30 now. Obviously operate with a sense of urgency, of course, because we all want to get rich as soon as possible. But just know, like, you're gonna live a long life and enjoy these days on your come up, because in many ways the come up is more exciting than once you've made it and you're just maintaining.
I love that, Cody. Appreciate your time, my guy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, dude. I'm a big fan, so it's an honor to be on this video.
My name is Evelyn, and I help coaches and personal development enthusiasts to monetize their personal growth journey with low-ticket membership.
If you don't mind sharing, what do you bring in monthly from your community?
So in total, I have 280,000 monthly recurring revenue. From the school community, it is now 73,000.
What's your favorite part about running a community?
I think in general, it is that the whole idea of you only stay if I keep providing value, that keeps me on my toes and that keeps me ultimately creating a better product. I love that.
Would you say that school community is the best way for a beginner to get into running a business and making money online?
I think it is absolutely favorable. Like, after running the school community for a month now and comparing with my Facebook groups, you have such a lower overhead, right? It's so much easier to manage. I think it's probably like top 3 easiest ways to make money online.
What advice would you have for anyone looking into building their own community?
Build your email list first, right? Because your school still, at the end of the day, is rented land, right? And so no matter where you build your audience, on social media, etc., you should always prioritize building your email list first and nurture. Everybody will tell you online that the money is in the list, right? And in the beginning, that will not be true. But if you keep being consistent with email for 6 months, 12 months, over the years, I'm now 3.5 years in, and it completely starts to compound. And the first $50,000 monthly recurring revenue we made in the school games was just from emails, no ads.
Hamza, how we doing? Is it cool if I grab you for an interview real quick about school? How much do you make from school?
About 220,000 a month.
Wow, that's a lot. I've seen some people are skeptical. They see people online claiming like big numbers. Do you have proof?
So this is my paid program. It costs 129.
Okay.
We got
1.7
members.
Yep. No upsells, just one price point. Wow. Why did you choose to use school out of all the other ways you could have used to monetize your audience?
The reason why school really made me like just so much money, but also brought a lot of fulfillment, is because it's the first time in business in the last few years where I've had full conviction in what I sell. When I was selling courses for $497 and total value $17,000 and all this stuff, is like I never had the full conviction that it was actually worth it. Like you can make money like that, and I don't blame the people who say like it's a shady, scammy practice selling a course for $1,000. But with school, it's like I've made 18 or 20 courses all inside. I do live calls every single week. I hire coaches who do calls every single week. There's a call every single day. And so when I talk about it, I talk about it with full conviction. Like I think it's really, really worth it. And so the biggest thing is like when the creator has full conviction in his product, you just mention it more often. You really like feel like it's your duty to send people over there.
100%. You said you get a lot of fulfillment out of running the community. Where would you say most of that stems from? Is it like seeing the transformations you're helping your members make, or what would you say that is?
Probably meeting up in person. So that's been the best part. It's like I do a meetup every single month. So I take these guys who, you know, just kind of like average young men. They don't even go outside. They stay in their rooms all day. And I'll take them up to like the tallest mountains in UK. I'll bring them into like business masterminds where we're all dressed professionally, we're handshaking each other, and they'll come up to me afterwards and they'll say like, you know, this is the first time I've left my room or my house in months. I'd never leave my house. All I do is just like, you know, watch content and stuff. Making free YouTube videos can change people's lives, and it's really nice, sure. But when you get to monetize extra help for these guys, extra guidance, suddenly I'm working like a dog. So I'm working 12, 14 hours a day, because the more I work, the more help these guys get, the more my community prospers and I make more money. On YouTube, and you make these free videos and you give out the free information, it doesn't really have that. It's like you're sticking to an upload schedule, you make your video, you make it valuable, fine. But now I get to work even longer because I'll meet these guys in real life, I'll go into calls, I'll reply to their questions, and so the amount of extra impact you can have with a school community compared to just posting content is huge.
What advice would you have for anyone looking into building their own school community?
Understand that a community is only as strong as its leader. So one of the things people don't really pick up on is if you want to gain followers on social media, really just think about what the opposite of a follower is. You want more followers, you become a better leader. You want to have a successful school community, you'd be a community leader. And just give them that and work like relentlessly like a tribe leader should to make his community as hard as possible. Really, you just use the analogies that I like is like the caveman times or something. And imagine we start forming into tribes. What would like a powerful tribe leader do? He'd create a fence around the tribe. He'd look after everyone. He'd go out in the hunt himself and bring back the mighty boar. He'd look after the people. He'd wage war against the enemies, and most importantly, he'd keep his people safe and prospering. And if you have that kind of analogy when you wake up and you really think to yourself, like, this isn't just some cute like entrepreneurship business, like I'm basically a fucking tribal war leader here. I'm looking after my people. There's people who want to like hurt my people. There's people I need to defend them from. There's resources that we want to take from other tribes. Suddenly you start actually like getting this weird level of like zest, like animalistic like aggression about you when you wake up and you want to work.
Today's been a great day. Appreciate what you guys have done. It's been awesome. For most people, he won't need an introduction, but for those that don't know who you are, what is your name and what do you do?
Sam Evans. I am the CEO of school.
If you don't mind me asking, how much were you making at your peak of actually running your own type of communities?
Profit for like 6 million a year.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Before taxes.
What is like one thing that you've noticed that all of the most successful people have done on your platform?
You know, they have a good organic following and they're passionate about what they do. They're not afraid to promote either. Like they constantly promote their community. They don't feel bad about promoting their community. And their customers don't seem to think that it's bad that they promote their community either. And I think their communities, people like them and they're fairly priced. So like when something's really fairly priced, you don't feel bad promoting it and people don't seem to care that you do it either.
Why do you think that this industry has like a bad rep in some people's eyes?
A lot of it's about the pricing. Fair pricing is like, it's for a consumer, right? It's quite a lot cheaper. So I think, you know, a lot of people charge very high prices and then under-delivered on what they promised. So, you know, they promised the world, they charged a high price and then under-delivered, and that's really what did most of it.
I believe I've seen you say that you think that school will be $1 billion company one day.
I mean, that would be great.
How many millionaires do you think it'll generate? I know I've already talked to like, I think 3 or 4 school millionaires tonight.
Well, really, we're most focused on helping people make 10 grand a month, right? We want to make something like for everyone, right? And I think the info course world has been kind of like punk rock. It's edgy, it's underground. It kind of rubs people the wrong way, right? Which is just like, that's what punk rock's trying to be. But we're trying to make it, you know, a bit more mainstream and friendly to just any normal person, right? I think, you know, the average person, they have a job they don't like and they would like to just make about 10 grand a month doing something they do like, right? They want that freedom to work from home and they just want to make enough money to live their life. That's really the main goal, is to create a lot of those people.
You're trying to build a platform that's like the simplest way for any complete beginner to go ahead and start a business and make $10,000 per month, right?
Yeah. It's like having a job that you can wake up and actually influence your income every day.
I really love what you guys are building. If you had one piece of advice you could give to someone that's watching this that has never ran a business before and they're looking to start a school community, like what would that one piece of advice be?
I would find your thing. That's where it all begins, like something you're passionate about. And I think like weird wins on the internet, right? Don't just try to do what you think people want and don't try to do what other people are doing. Truly do make the thing that you want in the world, and that's how you're going to be the most successful, honestly, because you'll naturally stand out and people will be able to tell that it's genuine.
All in all, I think that my biggest takeaways from these conversations is that we are in the best time to make money online right now, and the crazy part is that anyone can do it. There's nothing holding you back. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. In next week's video, we're going to be asking first class passengers how they got rich.